What if Oscar found the Omnitrix? Chapter 8. Rest, Resolutions and Revelations. Team RNJR and Oscar were currently cooking dinner in preparation for all the hunters. Alright, the first batch is just about done, Ren said. Awesome. Now we just need Crow and we'll be all set, Ruby said. Do you really think he's gonna bring that many people? This is a lot of food, Nora said, eating chunks of carrots in between each sentence. I don't know, but it sounds like we could use all the help we can get, Ruby said. I'm back, Crow called. Be right there, Ruby said. You're going to overcook that, Ren said to Ruby. No, I'm not, shut up, Ruby said. Hey, Ruby, Crow called again. I'm coming, Ruby said. Some smoke comes from the pan Ruby is cooking with. Fine. You take over, Ruby said. Ruby grabs the tea tray on the counter and heads to the living room. So, we didn't know how many people were coming, so we just cooked all of it, Ruby said as she walked up. She looked up, and gasped as she drops the tea tray and its contents, which shatter on the floor. She stared in disbelief at the sight of not only Crow, but of her older sister Young and teammate Weiss. Young, I'm so sorry. I should have stayed, and I should have talked to you more. I wasn't sure if you wanted me around, and Ruby said, starting to cry. Suddenly, Young grabbed her and pulled her into a hug. I love you, Young said. Ruby began to sob as she leans into the hug. I love you too, Ruby said. Jan, Ren, Nora and Oscar come over from the kitchen, smiling at the sight of the two sisters embracing each other. Who are those two? Oscar asked. The blonde is Young Xiaolong, Ruby's older stepsister. And the white-haired one is Weiss Shni, Ruby's partner at Beacon, Ozpin said. Partner as in? Oscar asked. Team partners, yes, Ozpin said. Oscar's face flushed with embarrassment. Oscar then looks to see Weiss jumping in to hug Ruby and Young. And perhaps more, Ozpin teased. A short while later, the present members of Team RWBY and the remaining members of Team JNPR were all in the dining room and trading stories during the time they weren't together. How do you lose your map at a time like that? Young asked, laughing. Believe me, I've asked myself the same thing ever since, Jan said. Hey, but you made up for it, Mr. Muscles. You should have seen this guy take a giant grim head on, Nora said. I couldn't have done it without Ruby wearing it down, Jan said. Me. Did you see Ren during that fight? He was out of control, Ruby said. I'm sorry, I may have lost my temper momentarily, Ren said. No. Out of control as in awesome, Ruby Saif. Yoo-hoo. Thank you, Ren said. Everyone at the table bursts into laughter. As dinner continues, Weiss tells her story about how she accidentally summoned a Borbatusk during the Shni charity ball. You did not? Ruby gasped. Yeah, right in the middle of the party, Weiss said, head in her hands. Please tell me you let that lady have it? Young asked. Of course not. Even if I did really want to, Weiss said. No way, I don't believe it, Nora said. Weiss then summoned her Borbatusk right next to Nora. The grim summon growls, causing Nora to yelp and fall to her side, causing the others to laugh. As dinner nearly finishes, Young shows off her robotic prosthetic arm to the rest of the group. All of them react in awe. It's not a replacement for the real thing, but I'll make sure to make good use of it, Young said. That's amazing, Jan said. Incredible, Ren said. Ruby gets all starry-eyed and quickly zooms over to her sister's side to admire her arm. And it's just as strong? Ruby asked. Sure is, Young said. Suddenly, they hear a bang on the table. Nora has her arm out ready to arm wrestle. Wanna bet? Nora asked. Nora, please, now's not the time, Weiss said. Despite Weiss' protest, Young and Nora arm wrestle. Jan and Ren cheer on Nora while Ruby cheers on for her sister. Weiss looks on disdainfully. Don't let her beat you. You can do it. Come on, Jan cheered. You can do this. Show 'em what Team JNPR's made of. Ren cheered. Come on, sis. Or, you can't lose to a girl in a skirt, Ruby cheered. You wear a skirt, Ruby, Weiss said. Weiss, you're not cheering loud enough, Ruby said, shaking Weiss, who is still frowning. It definitely feels like the original, I'll give you that, Nora said. Yep. But, it does have some new features, Young said. Hey, oh yeah, Nora asked. A robotic sound is heard coming from Young's arm, and suddenly Nora's is knocked back to the wall holding Young's detached arm in her hand. Nora groans in pain while the others look on in concern, except for Young, who has a smug grin on her face. Did she win? Jown asked. As Nora comes to, she realizes she's holding Young's robotic arm, causing her to scream and throw it away from her. Young laughs while she catches her arm. Nora is the winner, Weiss declared. When did you become the judge? Young asked. Yeah. Young clearly won that, Ruby said. Did she? To me it looks like she's been disarmed, Weiss said, grinning widely. Everyone looked towards Weiss. Young then burst out laughing. Good one, Young said. Later on, they had finished dinner and were now tidying up. Gee. We ate it all. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick, Jown said, as he picks up the pot. Easy there, vomit boy, I believe in you, Young said. Oh, we're doing nickname throwbacks now. Wonderful, Jown Saif. Weiss giggles. I mean, the Ice Queen seems to like it, Nora said. Weiss stops giggling, and Ruby bursts into laughter at Nora's remark. Weiss smiles nonetheless. I so did not miss you people, Weiss said. Oh my gosh, she really does like it. What went and warmed your heart while you were gone? Nora asked. Hey. You make it sound like I used to be terrible, Weiss said. Nah. Just a lot to deal with it once, Young said. HMPH, Weiss said. Young playfully sticks her tongue out at Weiss. It's been a long time. We've all grown in our own ways, Ren said. You really think so? Ruby asked. Well, think back to when we were all at Beacon. Would you say you ever did anything foolish or embarrassing? Or do you think you were perfect? Ren asked. Oh gosh, Weiss said, burying her face in her hands again. I may have been a little too gung-ho from time to time, Young Saif. Hey, you. I tried to 1v1 a Nevermore on the second day of school, Ruby said. Yeah, well. Don't even get me started, Jown said. Well, that embarrassment. That desire to go back and tell yourself not to be so stupid. That just proves you're not the same person you used to be. You're smarter, you're kinder, you're stronger, and you're not done growing yet. None of us are, Ren said. There is a brief moment of silence. Yeah, turns out Ren gets real deep when he feels like talking, Ruby said. Everyone giggles. Well, hold on, I thought I was pretty great in school, Nora said. Even at the dance. When you spilled punch all over yourself in front of Young said. Yes, especially the dance. Thank you, Young, Nora said. Young covers her ears from Nora's yelling, who has her scroll out playing Shine. Ruby laughs. Move on from our younger selves. Moving on from our younger selves. Who's the new kid that's with you guys? And why is he talking to Crow in private? Weiss asked. Oh, that's cute little boy, Nora said, but she was interrupted. How can 6 kids possibly make so much noise eating dinner? Crow asked. Crow and Oscar are seen standing next to Jown. Oscar gives a small laugh as all eyes are on him. Everyone had now moved into the living room, where Weiss and Young had been filled in on what everyone else knows so far. So, the maidens. Magic. Salem. It's all true? Weiss asked. Aha, Crow said. Miss Zia Long, is this more or less what your mother told you? Spin asked. Young doesn't respond, her arms crossed. For the most part, Weiss answers instead. You forgot something. You forgot to tell everyone what you did to Crow and my mother, Young said. Ruby gasps. What is she talking about? John asked. Oh, great, Crow said. That's not a secret. I thought she would give up so easily. Your mother must trust you a great deal, Ozpin said. Young scowls at him. My ability to reincarnate, though a curse, isn't without a few key benefits. Much like the maidens, I too possess a certain, magical power, Ozpin said. Ozpin stands up and walks next to Crow. Using this power, I was able to gift the Branwen twins the ability to see more, to move freely and be unburdened by their natural bodies. I gave them the ability to turn into birds. Rather ridiculous sounding out loud, isn't it? Ozpin said. Wait, what? Oscar mentally asked. Uncle Ruby asked. You turned them into birds, Ren asked. Alright, now you're just messing with us. Though Oscar was the only one who could do such a thing, Nora said. What else is new? Zhang angrily said. He's telling the truth. We saw it. Young's mom changed, right in front of us, Wise said. Why would you do something like that? I mean, what is wrong with you? Young asked. Young, that's enough. We made a choice. We wanted this, Crow said. Young relents. May I? Ozpin asked. Crow nods. Granting this power to them was no trivial task, and I can assure you it was not done frivolously. I required assistance in gathering information on Salem's plans, as well as searching for maidens when their hosts became unclear, Ozpin said. Okay, so, have you done this with others? Like General Ironwood? Or Professor Goodwick? Ruby asked. As helpful as that might be, unfortunately, it is not that simple. My power is finite, and if I'm being honest, dwindling. The amount that I gifted to Crow and Raven was, all things considered, rather minuscule. You see, centuries ago, I sacrificed a great deal of magic to 4 young women, who I hoped would use my gift for good. They were the first maidens. Miss Xiaolong, it was never my intention to lie to you. To any of you. There are just some matters that I prefer to play close to the chest. I believe that's how you phrased it, Ozpin said. Yeah, Crow said. Everyone has a choice. The Branwens chose to accept their powers and the responsibilities that came with them. And later, one of them chose to abandon her duties in favor of her own self-interest. Now, all of you have a choice. If anyone wishes to leave, now is the time. There's no shame or disgrace in abstaining, only in retreat, Ozpin said. Everyone is silent as they ponder Ozpin's words. Very well, then, Ozpin said. Young suddenly stands up. Young, Ruby asked. If Ruby sticks around, then I will too. If there's one thing I know about her, it's that she somehow always knows the right thing to do. But, if we're going to help, if we're going to keep risking our lives, no more lies. No more half-truths, Young. Everyone remains silent. Ozpin and Crow exchange a brief look with each other. Ozpin ponders Young's words for one last moment, before responding. Understood, Ozpin said. Young sits back down. So? What now? I mean, what can we do? Zhang asked. That is a difficult question. One that I believe is best answered tomorrow, Ozpin said. What do you mean? Zhang asked. The road ahead is undoubtedly filled with hardships and peril. However, it's been far too long since you have all been together. Please, take tonight, enjoy this moment, Ozpin said. Suddenly Oscar's eyes glow, with Ozpin giving him control back to his body. Oscar realizes he has his hand on Young's shoulder. Oscar exclaimed, quickly taking his hand off Young's shoulder. Young and Wise laugh at him, before hearing a noise from Nora. Oh. Raven. Crow. They're birds. Cracked it, Nora said. Ren shakes his head at Nora being slow on the uptake. Now that's all sorted out. Mind explaining what Nora meant by, though Oscar was the only one who could do such a thing. Can Oscar also turn into a bird? Wise asked. What has Ozpin done to you? Young asked. This has nothing to do with Ozpin, I can assure you that. And just to clarify, I can't turn into a bird, Oscar said. They why did Young asked. It's probably better if he shows you rather than trying to explain. I couldn't understand it myself until he showed us, Crow said. That's because you were drunk, Ruby said. No, I was getting drunk, Crow said. Enough about your drunk uncle. Just show us already, Wise said. Wow, Wise. At least treat him to dinner first, Young said. Wise and Oscar faces flushed red. That's not what I meant, and you know it, Wise yelled. Young and the others laughed at their reactions. Everyone then moved out back of the house. Come on then, Oscar. Whip it out, Young yelled, causing Oscar to blush once more. Young Ruby yelled. Fine. Fine. I'll stop, Young said. Who do you guys want to see, Oscar asked. Abler, Ruby said. Phosphophilite, John said. I would quite like to see Possession. We haven't seen him yet, Ren said. What are you lot on about, Wise asked. Forfight. Forfight. Forfight, Nora chanted. That doesn't answer my question, Wise said. Yeah. You guys aren't making any sense, Young said. It'll make sense very shortly, Ren said. Forfight. Forfight. Forfight, Nora chanted again. If you say so. Let's see the forfight then, Young said. Okay then, Oscar said. Yeah, Nora said. Oscar then activated the watch. What's that thing on his wrist? And why is he playing with it, Wise asked. That's the watch, Ruby said. It doesn't look like a watch. It's a bit clunky, Young said. Well, we don't know what it really is, and the closest thing to it is a watch, so we just called it the watch, Ruby said. Fair enough, Young said. Alright. Here I go, Oscar said. Oscar then slammed his hand down on the watch. A green flash engulfed him and caused Young and Wise to avert their eyes. After the green light dissipated, Young and Wise looked back to see a gigantic muscular red figure with 4 arms standing before them. What the fuck, Young and Wise both yelled. Forfight, Nora celebrated. Cool parlor trick, isn't it, Crow said. What? What just happened to Oscar, Young asked. He turned into an alien, Ruby said. Seriously, Ruby? Do you really think, Wise said. Wise. He turned into a gigantic muscular red being with 4 arms. I'm pretty sure that classifies as an alien, Young said. Wise was about to speak, but she stopped before any word left her mouth. She contemplated what Young said and realized she was right. So what do you think? Pretty cool, right, Oscar asked. Yeah. Buu. How exactly is this possible? I mean, what exactly happens when Oscar transforms, Wise asked. To be honest, we don't know. All we know is that it's the watch on his wrist allows him to turn into aliens, John said. That doesn't sound safe, Young said. Says the nightclub smashing biker girl, Nora said. That's rich coming from the Ursa riding ginger, Young said. How'd you come across such a device, Wise asked. Well, you see, Oscar said, beginning to tell Wise and Young on how he came across the watch. Meanwhile, several bikes had just pulled up on the outskirts of Mistral. Here we are, girls, he Kingdom of Mistral. The place where our biggest payday will be made, Rojo said. Are you sure about this, Rojo Ajal asked. Yeah. This deal with this, Vilgax, seems too good to be true. I mean, look at what he's done to you, Amarillo asked. He has made me into a weapon more powerful than any Atalcian tech on the market. And he'll give us so much more if we get the Omnitrix for him. We'd be the most powerful people on Remnant, Rojo said. Rojo then got an alert. Ah, perfect timing. The Omnitrix is still in Mistral. Come on, girls, we have a future to grab, Rojo said. Rojo and her gang then raced towards Mistral. Back at the house, Oscar and Young were now standing on opposite sides of the arena whilst everyone else was standing off to the side. Are you sure about this, Young? I know you're strong, but Oscar said. Of course, I'm sure. And you've fought the others, haven't you, Young said. Well, yeah, but I've never fought them with 4-5 before, Oscar said. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. The first part of training is getting hurt after all, Young said. I'm not sure that, Oscar said. Start, Ruby yelled, interrupting Oscar. Young then rushed at Oscar. Oscar hesitated for a moment before running towards Young. As the two got close, the watch started to beep. Oh, Oscar said. Oscar then transformed back to human and was met with a punch to the face. He fell to the ground unconscious. Huh? What just happened? Why'd he turn back, Young asked. Oh right. There's a 10-minute time limit. Whoops, Ruby said. End of chapter 8.